Here is a classic game show moment.
Which my friends in the panel, as you all know, are always blindfolded. Blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes.
Good. Will you enter and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go to a different form of questioning. One question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And let's begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you in show business?
Well, I would say that sometimes I'm in show business, yes.
Mr. King?
I'd be very popular if somebody in the audience is in pain. Are you, have I ever worked with you?
I don't think so, maybe.
Miss Francis? That'd be 1 down and 9 to go.
Are you about to appear in a new picture that is opening called Lawrence of Arabia?
No, not that I know of.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sith.
Are you at present appearing either on a Broadway stage or in a hotel or nightclub in the New York area? No, not really.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you more famous for your work in movies than on the stage?
Well, that'd be a matter of opinion, I'd think.
But I would think specifically relating the two media that we would say yes to that.
More famous for movies?
Yeah, Mr. King.
Have you made recordings?
Yes?
Miss Francis.
Have you appeared recently in a picture that has opened on Broadway?
Mr. Sith.
Have you got famous relatives also in the motion picture world? No.
Small conference.
Small conference.
A relative? I thought of it that way.
Yeah. I think we would say yes, Bennett.
A wife is definitely a relative.
Yes. Miss Kilgallen.
Is your wife in films?
Yes?
Mr. King.
I'm sure she didn't do Cleopatra. Are you primarily known as a singer?
Mm-hmm.
Miss Francis. Well, you got it, Mr. King?
Except that I thought I'd work with him. I just think it's Bobby Darin.
You think right.
We did, but it was
We did a benefit in Florida.
Right you are, and I apologize, Alan. I was thinking work in the broader term like a week or 2 weeks someplace.
Well, I never worked for a week in a broader term, did
Bobby, you're now playing in If a Man Answers with that relative that we were thinking about, Miss Sandra D., who is really Mrs. Robert Darin. Wish she'd been here with you tonight. We would have loved to have you both.
Thank you. She's watching.
Is she watching? Good.
Yes.
That's what we
Produced by
like.
Ross Hunter.
We like that. But you are actually now spending as much time acting as you are singing, aren't you? Or at least...
Well, I hope that I can say that next year at the same time, yes.
Oh, well, I hope so, too. Thanks
Thank
very
you,
much,
John.
Bob. Nice
Thank
to
you
have
very
you with
much.
us. Well, I think on that last one, we'll have to say you did fairly well tonight, panel. So you get some congratulations, and we'll all be back after this word from our audience. I must say that it's...
New Sunday black and white rarities. Sundays on my YouTube channel.
This is a high wingover. This is a rollover. This is a ramp-to-ramp leap. And here in slow motion is a T-bone crash. One of these people does this sort of thing for a living. What is your name, please?
My name is Joey Chitwood.
My name is Joey Chitwood.
My name is Joey Chitwood.
Only one of these people is the real Joey Chitwood. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Tom Poston, Peggy Cass, the star of the Today Show, Hugh Downs, and Kitty Carlisle. On To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Anacin, the headache remedy with a special combination of ingredients to relieve pain, fight depression, calm jittery nerves. Anacin. Hugh, welcome to Tell the Truth.
Thank you, Bud.
Nice to have you with us.
And welcome back.
Well, thank you very much. Nice to be back this evening after 2 wonderful weeks of basking in the sun, and my warm and sincere thanks to my good friend Robert Hugh Lewis for holding forth here while I was away. All right, panel. Please open your envelope, if you will, for the first time. Take out your affidavit card and follow along with me as I read from mine. I, Joey Chitwood, am a stunt driver in my father's famous automobile thrill show. The Chitwood Show travels about the country and features precision auto driving in a hair-raising array of stunts. The other drivers and I perform the slide for life, the battering ram, low and high wing-overs, the ramp-to-ramp leap, and the T-bone crash. We purposely demolish 3 cars every performance, about 300 in a season. The other drivers and I are called the Danger Angels. Signed, Joey Chitwood. Very well, panel, to start things off tonight, these persons all claim to be, as you heard, Joey Chitwood, Danger Angel. Let's start this first questioning with Tom Poston. Tom?
Oh, thank you, Bud. Number 2, the last stunt that we saw on the monitor here at the beginning of the show was called a T-bone crash. Why is that?
Well, it's in the form of a T. When the car dives into the other car, it forms a T, supposedly.
I see. Number 3, how is the actual structural arrangement of the car changed for your stunt cars?
Not at all. It's just the standard as it comes.
That means that our cars are pretty strong.
Yes.
Number 1, how is your harness rigged into the car?
We don't use a harness. We don't use that. We just use the regular standard safety belt.
Thank you.
Peggy.
Thank you. Number 3, how can you make the car go up in the air that way, from one ramp to the other?
The speed. It's all with the speed.
And that makes the arc?
Yes.
I see. Number 2, where is the Brockton State Fair held?
I believe it's in Massachusetts.
Thank you. Number 1, how come you don't get hurt?
Oh, sometimes we do.
Oh. Well, number 3, you say they're the same as other cars. Do you use a special brand of car? I mean, can you use a Cadillac and a Volkswagen, or is one especially better for this business?
Well, we use one particular brand, and there are others used. I mean, there are other thrill shows, and each of them has a particular brand to use.
Thank you. Number 1,
Hugh.
Number 1, if I may. How many times would a spot on a tire hit the road at 60 miles an hour, in your estimation?
Oh, you're kidding. I have no idea.
No, I'm Number 2, of all the maneuvers that we saw in the film and that were listed, which one to you is the most dangerous?
The T-bone crash, I believe, would be the most dangerous.
Why?
Well, it's more of a jar or a jolt to your body, I would say.
Number 3, do you always wear a crash helmet while you're performing these stunts?
Yes.
Have you ever been hurt?
No, I haven't. Minor burns and this kind of thing, but not anything serious.
Kitty.
Number 3, is the car specially padded inside?
Nothing at all. It's just the standard car. We have the seat belts, and that's it.
Thank you. Number 2, how did you get into this extraordinary profession?
I was born into it.
Lucky you. Number 1, there's a special vocabulary here. How did this come into being? The ramp-to-ramp leap, the T-bone, the battering ram.
Well,
Who invented these terms?
It's exactly what it says. The ramp to ramp, a car goes from ramp to ramp.
And with a battering ram, you crash into another car?
No. Battering ram is when you have a body on top, either mine or someone else's, on top of the hood of the car, and they go through a flaming wall.
Care to try it, Kitty? That's all the time we have. I'm sorry to say it's time for you now to mark your ballot. So will you kindly do so? Vote at once, please, and without consultation. As you vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. The team of challengers will, of course, receive the usual $250 for every incorrect vote. All right, all ballots marked. Tom, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 2, Bud. I don't know why. I just thought he gave the better answers than the other two. Although, it's hard to tell you the truth.
Great name for the show. Peggy.
Well, I voted for number 3 because she looked pained when she mentioned those minor burns, as though she had them.
Hugh.
I voted for number 1, Bud, for 2 reasons. First of all, the spelling of the name Joey is a little unusual for a fellow. And secondly, the fact that she did not know the number of times that a spot on the tire would hit the road at 60 miles an hour indicates it would be of no concern to her, and she didn't try to bluff her way.
Kitty.
I voted for number 2. I can't believe that anybody in their right mind would let girls do those things.
All right, there we have it. The cues are all set down on their cards now, and we've had the voting and the reasons for the reason they voted the way they did. So let's find out immediately which one of these 3 persons actually is the Danger Angel stunt driver. So will the real Joey Chitwood please stand up? You feel better now,
Balls of fire! My goodness.
You don't want girls doing
They wouldn't let... No, they wouldn't.
Well, ask Joey if there are girls in those dangers.
Joey, are there any girls?
Yes, sir, there are.
How many among your group?
We don't have any at the present time, nor several throughout the country.
You lost a few, eh? Through marriage, I mean, of course. Number 1, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Claudia Burgess, and I'm the bunny mother at the New York Playboy Club.
Bunny mother!
Well, that's dangerous.
Yes, sir. Boy, that's worse than that T-bone crash. Number 3, what is your real name and what do you do?
My real name is Donna Leslie. I'm a music teacher in Yorktown Heights. I'm the mother of 1 child and expecting another very shortly.
You be careful how you drive, young lady. In checking the score, you already know, I'm sure, there were 2 correct and 2 incorrect. And that, of course, means that $250 for each incorrect, a total of $500 for this little group this evening. And that, of course, comes your way through the courtesy of Anderson, as well as the gift package of the fine products from the makers of Anderson. And we thank you very much for sharing your story with us tonight and for being here. Good night, and God bless you. Our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is James Berrios. My name is James Berrios. My name is James Berrios.
Very well, panel, will you take out your next affidavit card and follow along this time? I, James Berrios, have been a diplomatic courier for the U.S. Department of State for 7 years. A courier is responsible for the safe delivery of sealed diplomatic pouches to and from embassies and consulates throughout the world. The pouches may contain highly secret coded messages, but the courier is never aware of the contents. We are merely charged with the protection of the pouch until it reaches its destination. I have traveled the entire world. I have flown into Moscow more than 50 times. In the course of my work so far, I have logged well over 1 million miles. Signed, James Berrios. So, panel, this time we have 3 gentlemen, all claiming to be James Berrios, million-mile traveler for our Department of State. And we'll start this round with Peggy Cass. Peggy?
Thank you, Bud. Number 2, what is the name of the airport in Rome?
Ciampino.
Thank you. Number 3, who are Burgess and McLean?
I don't know.
Number 1, did you take a course in how to carry these bags?
Not as such.
I see. Thank you. Number 3, how do you carry the bags?
Just like an ordinary suitcase.
Number 1, I thought you were you're not handcuffed to your bag?
Not anymore.
Oh, thank you. Number 2, what's the name of the Moscow airport?
Yukova, I believe.
Thank you. And number 3, where is the American Embassy in Paris?
At the Place de la Concorde.
Thank you.
Hugh.
Yes, number 1, does your diplomatic pouch have a lock on it?
Has a seal.
A seal. Number 2, do you usually refer to the department for which you work as the State Department or the Department of State?
Department of State.
Number 3, are you married?
Yes.
Does your wife know when you are about to depart on some mission, or is this kept secret from her?
No, she knows as a rule.
She does know. Does she have does she have pretty good knowledge of what the nature of your travels is?
No, because I don't know the nature specifically of my travels myself.
In other words, you carry much that you do not know.
I carry a sealed pouch, and the contents are unknown even to me.
Number 1, at what hotel in Moscow do you stay?
We don't stay at a hotel. We normally stay at the Amerikansky Dome.
Kitty. And number 2, what color is your suitcase?
My suitcase?
Oh, well, you don't carry a suitcase. Number 3 said he carried a suitcase.
No,
What
he
do
said
you
he
carry?
carried it like a suitcase.
Oh, well, how big is yours?
My suitcase?
No, your dispatch case. Your dispatch case.
Diplomatic pouch comes pretty much in all sizes.
It does. Number 1, are you told when you're leaving where you're going?
Yes, ma'am.
You know ahead of time.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 3, what is the color of the boxes from the British government that are sent to Buckingham Palace?
I've never seen them.
Number 2, do you know the
No,
color? Number 1, when you get on the plane and you maybe you want to leave your seat or something, you always have to take this thing with you for any purpose?
If you have it with you, you have to take it with you.
And how big can it be?
It can be...
Tom.
Oh,
Number 2, how big is your suitcase? I'd like to know, number 2, the origin of the name Berrios. I'm familiar with it along certain lines, and I wonder if they coincide. What is the origin of your name, please?
Well, it's the result of a shortened Greek name. I am of Greek ancestry.
Number 3, is that, would you go along with that answer?
No.
What is the origin of the name Berrios?
It's a Spanish name.
Number 1, do you go along with that answer?
I'm afraid not.
What is the origin of the name Berrios?
It's Yugoslav.
All right, panel, there's no further time for questions. Please mark your ballots right now with that welter of information that you have gleaned from your conversation and questions. And as you vote now, without consultation, vote, if you please, for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Mark those ballots. Are they all marked? All right. Tom, for whom did you vote this time?
Well, I voted for number 3. Frankly, I didn't agree with his answer about his name either. My understanding that it's a Portuguese background, but I suppose it could be Spanish. I voted for number 3 anyway, because that's the closest to Portugal.
Peggy, your vote.
Well, I voted for number 2 because he knew the airports. And number 3, if you're in the diplomatic corps, I thought would know that Burgess and McLean were spies.
Well, what were they actually?
Handcuffed to each other.
They went to Moscow against the rules.
Hugh, what is your vote?
I voted for number 2, and my reasons really were just he had a ring of authenticity that I didn't find in the others.
Okay, Kitty.
I voted for number 2, but only because of the questions about the airports, but we didn't ask any others the questions about the airports. And I thought that Burgess and McLean would be fairly well known in sort of gossipy diplomatic circles.
It's a great name for a comedy team, anyway. All right, there we have it. With the votes all in and the minds made up and a welter of unanimity there toward number 2 with only 1 for 3 and none for 1. Let's see how it works out as we learn now which one of these gentlemen actually is the million-mile traveler for the Department of State. The will the real James Berrios. Please stand up. At that time, I have one little announcement for you that should be interesting. James Berrios has just been assigned to Washington, D.C. as the Assistant Chief of the Courier Section of the Department of State. Congratulations to you. Now, number one, would you tell us your real name and what you really do, please?
My name is William Zenak. I'm an artist, and I do pastel portraits by mail order.
Number three, may we have your real name and what you really do, please?
My name is George Olden. I'm a senior art director for an advertising agency here in New York.
And another little point of interest, when George Olden was head of the CBS art department, he did our little man on our curtain up here. So to tell the truth. Well, gentlemen, as you know, you hit a tough panel here tonight. They got 3 right and only 1 wrong, but that 1 represents $250. And if you had the pleasure that you brought us as well, why, that'll more than make up for it, I trust. That, of course, is from Anderson, as well as a gift package of all the fine products from the makers of Anderson. And our thanks to you for being with us. Good night, and God bless you. Let's meet our third team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Eva Jean Schultz. My name is Eva Jean Schultz. My name is Eva Jean Schultz.
Panel, will you follow along with your copies of this affidavit as I read from mine? I, Eva Jean Schultz, have just written a cookbook dealing entirely with one food, shrimp. The research on my book took 8 years, all spent digging up information on shrimp. My recipes were gleaned from shrimp boat captains, shrimp lovers, and from anybody I ran across who knew a different way to prepare shrimp. There are 550 shrimp recipes in the book. The title of the book is Shrimply Delicious. Signed, Eva Jean Schultz.
Get in touch with Game Show Network. Log on to our website and play our games or email us your questions and comments. It's www.gameshownetwork.com. Game Show Network.
Very well, panel, we have here 3 ladies, all claiming to be Eva Jean Schultz. Shrimp lady. And we'd start with that master of concentration, Hugh Down.
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, may I ask you, in your opinion, are more Gulf shrimp processed in Tampa, Florida, or Biloxi, Mississippi?
In Biloxi, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, do you know what a trilobite is?
Trinobite? No, I don't. I've never heard of a trinobite.
Number 3, do you include recipes for shrimp preserved by dehydration, a new method?
Yes.
Number 4, by what fishing method?
What do you want to know, honey?
Number 1.
Go ahead, ask me, Hugh.
I think it's Bud Collier. Now, number one, I want to ask, by what...
But your time is just right out.
I'm going to vote for you.
Kitty.
We always consider Bud number 4. I want to tell you that I can't wait to buy this book. If there's anything I adore, it's shrimp. 550 ways to prepare it. Number 2, do you consider shrimp a crustacean?
Shrimp is a crustacean.
It is. Number 3, what do you know about river shrimp?
Oh, that there is river shrimp.
Number 1, do you consider river shrimp from New Orleans the best shrimp in the world?
No, I consider the Gulf Coast saltwater ones.
You've destroyed a childhood dream.
Tom.
I'd like to, maybe, number 1, could you straighten us out? What does it mean, jumbo shrimp? That's like a paradox right there, isn't it? It's saying two things at the same time, ain't it?
No, jumbo shrimp is the largest shrimp. There are various sizes.
Thank you. Number 2, what's another word for jumbo shrimp?
Jumbo shrimp?
Oh, thank you. I was wondering what that was. Number 3, what is... let me ask number 1, please. Who is the chief shrimp fishery? What is the chief shrimp fishery in the United States?
I don't know the chief one. The Crusco's down on the Biloxi coast is one that I know. Crusoe.
Thank you.
Peggy.
Number 2. And from what Central American company do those great big shrimp come from? Country.
Guatemala.
Thank you. Number 3. What is equivise?
Equivise?
And number 1. What is scampi?
Scampi is the Italian name for lobster.
Thank
For shrimp,
you.
rather.
Thank you. Number 1. Do many people outside of myself have an allergy to shrimp?
A few.
Thank you. Well, it's nice to be
So there we have time to vote once again. And with all that you know now, you'll surely vote quickly and correctly, I'm positive. So mark your ballots, if you will, please, without hesitation and without consultation, as you vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3. All set? All ballots marked?
It's killing me.
Me too. I can't.
All right, Tom, for whom?
I just voted for number 1 because I had to vote in a hurry. I didn't know who it was.
Peggy, your vote.
Well, see, I don't know what a tribalite is either, so I voted for number 2. Number 1 seems like it, but number 2 looks like it.
All right, Hugh.
I voted for number 1. My trilobite question was not to throw anyone, but that is a prehistoric ancestor of the shrimp. It's a sort of original crustacean. But number 1 seemed to me to be the most authoritative. That was my reason.
Okay, Kitty.
Well, I hated to do it because she destroyed a childhood dream. I thought the best river shrimp in the world came from New Orleans. But I thought she knew all those answers about the companies and Biloxi and all of that, and I thought that was the one.
All right, there we have it. Near anonymity again. As you 3 of you go for number 1, 1 for 2, and none for 3. Let's march right up and face truth squarely in the face now as we learn which one of these ladies actually is the so-called shrimp lady extraordinary. Will the real Eva Jean Schultz please stand up?
Oh, no.
Thank you very much. All right,
Henry Morgan again.
Number 1, you got most of the votes. What is your real name, please, and what do you really do?
My name is Louise Sheridan, and I'm a lecturer on the crown jewels of Europe.
And number 2, would you tell us what you do and what your name is?
I'm a substitute school secretary here in New York City, and my name is Ida Fish.
Well, at least it wasn't Clara Crustacean or anything like that. Good fun, ladies, and you must have had an especially good time knowing that you were fooling them all the way as you did. 100% wrong they were. That means $1,000 for you to go a little glint in the eye shopping with. That comes your way from Addison, and a gift package comes your way also of all the fine products from the makers of Addison. Thank you so much, and hope you had as much fun as we did. Good night, and God bless you. Have time for, but it was fun, and I thank you, panel, for making it the rich, wonderful show that it was. Thank you, Hugh, for being with us. And don't forget to all of you to join us again the same time next week, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon on our daytime show. In the meantime, this is Bud Carty speaking for Addison, saying good night, reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production.
This is Harry Reese. Tomorrow, on most of these stations, Calendar explores what parents are doing wrong about their children's education. Won't you join us?
Tell the Truth has been brought to you by Easy On Spray Start, the new push-button start. Spray it, iron instantly. New Easy On Spray Start.